Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it will be a walk around the bike to see some details, because I know many of you are interested in what has changed and what stayed the same. So this is the topic of today's video. If you would like to listen to my comment in other language, then YouTube started providing translations to 21 languages now, so you can change the audio track and listen to my comment in Spanish, German, French, or even Polish and many other languages. Please give it a try and let me know if it works for you. Maybe let's start from the back. Let's start from the rear wheel and the rear tire. This is still TKC80. I really like that tire. I've had it on my previous 701. I know many people are complaining about the longevity, but I do not have that experience. It really worked well for me. So it's definitely a keeper. Then, rear brake is a Brembo one, 260 millimeters disc in the back, ABS obviously. I don't think a lot of things has changed here, right? Okay, the exhaust we'll cover in a second. Now let me show you, like, the European version is fully LED front and back. It's an interesting thing that in States you very often have those funky bulbs in the back. In the European version we have the LED back and front. The exhaust, oh, maybe before the exhaust, this fuel cap, definitely still a possible key breaker. It has a lot of resistance when opening the cap, so I will most probably change it. The only challenge is that the loop to open that allows opening and taking off the seat is underneath here, so I will have to relocate this somewhere else. At 701 the loop was somewhere here. Maybe that might be the way to go for me with this one as well, or maybe some other solutions. I will have to check that. So this definitely still a possible problem maker. The exhaust, first of all, the catalytic converter has been moved somewhere in the header pipe, so this thing is not getting as hot as my exhaust, the OEM exhaust on Husky was. Definitely not an issue anymore, at least from what I've observed, like using the bike for about 120 kilometers since new. There is no temptation on my end to make any changes to the exhaust. It sounds okay, it's quiet, and it is a very important part of motorcycle riding on the trails for me, so I will 99% keep it. I also received handlebars from the dealer. I will have to drill holes here. Probably there are marks from the bottom of the plastics where to drill the holes. There are two handlebars, and one more interesting thing. So I also received the passenger foot pegs set, and what is interesting is that they also now have a place where you can hook your luggage on. I will show you now in the picture from the manual. You can see there are two holes where you can attach your luggage. On the right side, you see that this case for engine and for the pump, for the water pump, is new. I have already ordered the AXP skid plate, and I will check really soon if it fits or not. The change here is that you have the mounting points for the central stand that hasn't been here before. The OEM skid plate obviously does not cover the slave cylinder for the brake, neither the linkage, so the AXP will. So I will check that really soon. Definitely this is a place of concern, because this is very flexible, and there are stories when you crash the bike, it can, because this is quite sharp, it can make a hole in the engine cover, so that will probably be replaced. KTM claims the power of the engine to be 79 horsepower and 73 Newton meters of torque. We'll see how it's gonna work after the braking period. For now, I'm treating it quite gently. The rest of the engine, yeah, KTM says 50% of new parts inside. That is why the service interval is now 15,000 kilometers, and for the valve check 30,000. I don't think I will be waiting that long with one on the or the other, but yeah, they say it's a much more improved construction. The ground clearance is 265 millimeter. The whole bike is a bit heavier than my 701 was. So without fuel it weighs 152 kilograms. Fully fueled it will be 162. So I think it's 5 kilo more than the previous model. Fuel tank capacity 13.3 liters. If it will make 300 kilometers of range, I don't think so, but let me check that and I will let you know. The shock on the rear is a WP Explorer with Pro lever linkage. The suspension travel is 250 millimeter and it's fully adjustable. Some of you have asked where is the O2 sensor. It is here very early in the header pipe. Okay, this is the O2 sensor. The suspension in the front, again, WP Explorer. Travel is 265 millimeter. The front brake disc is 300 millimeter. ABS on all of the sensors. Again, Brembo brakes here. In terms of heat, I haven't noticed any extensive heat coming from the engine yet. You know, this is autumn. The temperature outside is really kind of low now, so but over the few last days I haven't noticed anything like extensively generating heat. I am sure it will on the hot days, but for now I haven't experienced that. Okay, this has also changed. So now you have only one screw with the magnet and the filter, and interestingly the fuel filter is also one now, and it's behind the gear lever. So to change the oil you will need to remove the gear shifter and then get to the filter, and there's one screw with the filter in here, and then oil filter here. So it's something different from the previous model. This part might be interesting because the mounting system for the exhaust is different. You see a different kind of a clamp here. Now maybe a few words about the handlebar equipment. So this is quite smart. It only works 4 ways. You don't have the central click, but after a few minutes you understand how it works. And this is to maneuver everything on the digital dash. You can turn off the ABS completely here. There you have the switch for the long or road light. This is interesting. It's not how it used to be on my other bikes. This is more gentle. I don't know how to explain it, but it basically clicks very gently. You don't have this mechanical feeling of turning off the turn signals. It's the same kind of right and left, or left and right and center to turn off the turn signals. They are also turning off automatically after some time, so I've checked that. I was running with one of them enabled for, I don't know, maybe 300 meters, maybe less, I don't know, I will have to check that, and they turned off automatically. Then on this side, this is also new and changed. You only press it for a fraction of a second and then motorcycle starts. So it's like one press button and then it happens automatically. You don't have to keep it engaged and pressed to start the engine. Adjustable levers here and here as well. I will do a separate video about the whole dash experience because that video will take too long to make today to understand how it works, what are all of the options. So that would be a separate video. Do you have any questions? Please let me know. I know some of you have asked about the gear ratios already. I've checked the user manual of the 2024 model and this one, and the gear ratios are exactly the same. as they were before. There were some interesting comments that this is done because the same engine is used for the Supermoto as well, so it wouldn't make sense from the manufacturer's point of view to produce two different gearboxes. The engine sound is definitely different. No more this popcorn machine kind of sound. This motor sounds more like a big vacuum cleaner now. I know that it doesn't sound very kind of optimistic, but it's a very different kind of engine sound that it was before. And the exhaust no longer pops that much as it used to. So it is a pleasant experience. You feel like you have a decent sized engine in the motorcycle, and I'm happy with the sound. That's why I will not do anything about the exhaust or anything around that space. And let's talk briefly about the seat, because my 701 seat was a piece of wood, but this one is really comfy. So see, it's plush, it's quite wide. I don't think it will be necessary to change the seat, at least in my case. So my initial thoughts about the mods, definitely skid plate, because this one is not very kind of confidence inspiring. This brake pedal, because this is very flexible, and with the first crash that would be a problem. And probably the fuel cap, not to break the key. I'm also considering the crash bar to protect the cooling system. This is again made out of very thin plastic. So to protect the levers here, I will have the bark busters. And probably that will be most of the mods for now. I'm still debating about those mirrors, because in the traffic these are very effective. I have the double take mirrors in my garage, but I haven't decided to change them yet. These are pretty good. Obviously, if I would go for a longer trip off-road, then I will make sure to change those. One more thing, on my 701 I used to have the progressive handlebar damping system. You know, for now I haven't noticed extensive vibrations on the handlebar, so I don't know if that would be ever necessary. I am debating these foot pegs. For now they are okay, but the racing foot pegs, or the foot pegs I used to have on the FE501, are much better. A better grip on the boot. So I guess this is all for today's video. In the next one I will cover mostly the tech part, also the Riley mode that is now available, and additionally paid option on the 690. Alright, so this is probably it for today. Thank you for watching. Again, if you would have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will do my best to answer them in the next video. So, thank you for today. See you next time. Bye bye.